on Wednesday. This is according to head coach Andy Reid. This, of course, news because he did suffer an ankle sprain week 1 in the win over the Jaguars. And this from ESPN Bengals reporter Ben Baby. Zach Taylor said running back Joe Mixon is still day-to-day. The goal for his practice schedule this week to make sure he's healthy for Sunday's game against San Francisco. And speaking of health and injury updates, Josina Anderson back, and let's start with Jonathan Abram. Jojo.
Yeah, Jonathan Abram suffered a torn rotator cuff / labrum that actually was not a part of the Garyon play. That puts him on the IR. I was told by a source that he's scheduled to have surgery on that on Friday, and that effectively takes him out of the Raiders season for this year.
Also an update on Quincy Enunwa.
Yes, Quincy Enunwa suffered an unspecified neck injury that also places him on IR. It's his second significant neck injury in the past 25 months. That created a need for the Jets at wide receiver, which I think we'll be addressing next.
And finally, not an injury, but a release for Aaron Colvin and the Texans.
You want to see the nasty side of the NFL. Aaron Colvin, the final play of the Houston Texans-Saints game on Monday night was a completion to Ted Ginn. Everybody was covered besides Ted Ginn. He was covered by Aaron Colvin. So unfortunate, but that's just the nasty reality of the NFL is if you don't perform every single play, teams will move on from you.
Tough one, but that is the way it works. Odell Beckham says sorry, not sorry, over the $190,000 watch he wore on Sunday. Says he'll keep right on wearing it. The league does not prohibit jewelry, but it does have a policy prohibiting hard objects and said it would address the matter with Beckham and the Browns, who play at the Jets on Monday night. Here's the thing.
What is the thing, Wendy?
Tell us.
What is the thing, Wendy?
I got to be honest, this is killing me this week because I wear the watch, don't wear the watch, but don't say it's all about football or why are we making that about football? Just take it off. I mean, this is not difficult. And I think OBJ is a phenomenal player. And Marcus, I know you can speak to his work ethic, but if you really want it to be only about football, don't wear the blasted watch. I mean, is fame or the game more important to Odell Beckham?
Self-inflicted. This is about fame. This is about his opportunities to maximize. Look, OBJ is global. I think people need to contextualize. We're not talking about just a football player that's popular in America. OBJ is popular around the world. There are videos of OBJ being over the water and people going crazy when he walks out of his car. So he has a different mentality and approach, which I personally think it takes away from how good he is, because we don't ever talk about, recently anyway, about OBJ and his performances and the things that he does extraordinarily on the field. We talk about these things that transpire off the field.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a huge deal either way, but I would say this: don't wear it and make, and then say that we're not talking about football and all. I didn't wear it.
Wearing a $190,000 watch playing football.
So we would talk about it.
Let's get beyond the price. Don't nobody wear a damn watch playing football.
Right.
Beyond how much it costs.
Right.
I don't care how much this is my point.
But I was about to say, does it matter if it's $190,000 or $20?
It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
But then why are we bringing up? But why are we
Well,
bringing up the price if it doesn't matter?
Well,
of course
does it matter or it doesn't matter?
Well, it matters because there's people who work super hard and then they decide to take their money and go buy tickets, and they see a player wear that watch. And again, I don't care if you do or don't.
He earned it. He can wear the watch.
Surely, but the perception of Odell is this, that he's in it for the fame and whatnot, and it's about Odell, and he's selfish, and it's not about the team. And so that's why the price of it does matter to the fans, to the outside people, and going, Odell, come on, especially in a city like Cleveland now, especially in a city like Cleveland, correct. And so, listen, I'm not making a big deal over it. If he went for 15 and 280, we would be kind of twisting it a different way.
But what do you not making a big deal out? You just made a big deal.
Jojo.
But
No,
you just
because
did
I'm saying
make a
it
big
matters
deal.
to people.
I'm just
It don't matter to
listening.
me.
Just listening.
We don't care.
I don't care.
We don't care. But the what we know is one of those conversations. It's not like that's the overall arching discussion about the situation. It's just one of those things, those extra things.
What hill do you want to die on?
I love OBJ is a
you know what I always wonder
guy.
A couple of things I think we just need to clarify within this segment. One, the rule is that you're not supposed to wear something that's a hard object.
Right, because you
but
can
the
hurt
rule
somebody.
does not specify that you cannot wear jewelry. So I think that's where his people and probably the maker of the watch are trying to split hairs with that. And in regards to that, too, when people play football, they wear, hard casts, they wear braces. Obviously, some of it's supposed to be padded so you don't injure, people. But I think Odell is making the point that the watch is also plastic, and he doesn't feel like that compared to other things that people can wear in the course of a game, a splint or whatever, should be focused on. Cool. I think that's his point. We're just also clarifying that as well. I
just always wonder, where's your mama? Son, take off that watch.
Perception is reality, right?
It's a part of.
Take off that watch.
It's a part of his persona.
Wendy, if someone's offering you y'all $500,000, let's just say hypothetically to wear the watch. Are you going to wear the watch, Mark?
Hell yes.
Thank you.
But if the league
don't claim
thank you, and we're out.
But I'm not saying
hypothetically.
That.
I'm
just talking
about. But if the league
what
tells me you can't wear it,
but they did.
Okay,
but the league talked to him.
Yeah.
All right, you know what? I'll say this for all of us. We did make a big deal about it. We said,
come on in the living room. We having a discussion in here.
We're talking about watches, not a game.
What up, everybody? It's your boy Mark Ingram here, Baltimore Ravens running back, number 21 in your hearts. Wendy Nix, first overall draft pick in her fantasy draft. You are watching NFL Live. Let's get it.
Baltimore put up 59 points in their win over the Dolphins. The offense also set a franchise record with 643 yards of offense. Second-year quarterback Lamar Jackson had a career day, tied a franchise record, 5 touchdowns, and was the first Ravens player to post a perfect passer rating. His most dynamic target, a young rookie, wideout Marquise Brown. Hollywood scored touchdowns from 47 and 83 yards out, showing no ill effects from a preseason injury. Joining us now, Mark Ingram. And Mark, a pretty good week to join us. How about that week 1 win? It was certainly a statement. What's your key takeaway after the big win against the Dolphins?
I think we just played a great game as a team, offensively, defensively, special teams, coaches putting together a great game plan. I think we played physical, fast, and we executed for one another. We played for one another, and we went out there and played a great game. So it was a good way to start off the season, and we just got to keep improving.
All right, 2 touchdowns for you, not to mention a 49-yard run to start things off. And speaking of statement, it was your head coach who said that was a statement run. What did it say, Mark, right off the bat?
I think it just said that, hey, we're here to be physical, we're here to punch you in the mouth, we're here to be explosive, we're here to make big plays, and we're here to do it for 60 minutes. And, I was able to get a little space. Offensive line did a great job creating some space, fullback, tight ends, gave me a little seam to run through, and I was able to make a play. So that's what I try to do. I try to be explosive and try to be a playmaker for my team.
Mark, tell me about Lamar Jackson, a different situation. You were playing with a longtime veteran quarterback. You go to a second-year QB who really, I think, probably has something to prove. There were those who said he couldn't throw the ball, that he was primarily a runner. What do you see from Lamar Jackson?
I see a guy who's primed for greatness. He has the right mindset. He has the right attitude. He has the ability, the physical tools to be great. He can throw it. He can run it. He has the right demeanor in the huddle, the leadership qualities. He has everything you look for in, a top quarterback. And I think the sky's the limit for him. It's our job, all of us around him, to be able to keep him confident, keep him safe, and just help make his job easy as possible so he could be great.
Well, after the game, he said, you know what, not bad for a running back, which means I have to ask you, who's the better running back, Mark Ingram, Lamar Jackson?
Hey, he ain't a running back. That's a quarterback, man. So I'd have to go with myself just because he doesn't qualify for a running back. He's just a dual threat QB, and he can run it. He's special talent running the ball, but he's a special talent throwing the ball as well. So, everybody can keep hating on him if they want to, but he's going to keep proving them wrong.
Fair enough. What are the biggest differences, Mark, between playing with a quarterback who's probably, still obviously performing at a high level in Drew Brees, but he's been doing it a long time, and a younger guy who's still feeling his way?
Yeah, Drew, his resume goes for itself. First ballot Hall of Famer if he finished today. Lamar is a youngster who came in and kind of turned this organization around last year, got some win streak going, got him to the playoffs, and he's just building, man. He won the team over, and he's just a special player. He's a special talent. He's going to keep growing. He's going to keep improving. Like I said, he has his mind in the right place. He has the physical ability, the tools needed to be great. So I think with that combination, the sky's the limit for him, and I think we can be looking for a lot of great things out of Lamar.
Mark, I joked about this earlier because I've been right there with you since those Alabama days. But what's it like being one of the older guys on this offense? A turn of events for you over the years.
Yeah, it's different. I guess they say I'm a veteran, and I guess old. That's what some people want to say, but I just feel I still feel young. All the cats here in the locker room, they're younger, and they were born in '95, '96, or whatever. So I still feel young, but I guess I'm one of the old heads, one of the OGs walking around. But it's a little different, man. I'm still trying to get a grasp of it because I feel young. I feel like I'm still lively. I can do whatever they do. So. No, it's different being the OG, but I love it.
Listen, with age comes wisdom, my friend. We got that going for us. And obviously, you two are still getting it done between the lines. We saw Will Lutz for the Saints make that incredible kick, the game winner on a tremendous Monday night game. And afterwards, you tweeted, ice cold. Do you still watch the Saints and hope the best?
Of course. I have brothers on that team, some of my best friends forever, regardless of this game of football, that's on that field. So I watch them. I'm rooting for them. And AK had a great game. Obviously, Will Lutz, 58-yarder to win the game. Huge Week 1 win for them. So, I'm happy for those guys, and I wish them success because those are all my buddies still.
All right, speaking of AK, you two were really inseparable, so much so that I think every time we did an interview, we had not one but two. You guys were like the twins. Have you found your Camara of sorts on this team?
It's all different, Me and AK, we had a special relationship, and I got a special relationship with some guys on this team. But, I haven't found my AK per se, but I do have great relationships with many of my teammates in here. Justice, he's awesome. But, our relationship is different than me and AK's relationship. It'll be unique and special in its own way. Me and Gus, me and whoever on this team, you know what I mean? There's many great guys, great character, hard workers, and I'm just looking forward to continue to create new bonds and new friendships that'll last a lifetime.
All right, tell me if I'm wrong, because I didn't see it. Have you retired the floss celebration?
No, I haven't retired it. I still hit it every now and then, but, you got to stay new and innovative. So I got to come up with something because all my teammates were disappointed in me Week 1. I didn't have nothing to go with my touchdown celebrations. I was a little excited. It popped up on me quicker than I thought. I wasn't ready, but I'll be prepared for Week 2.
Listen, a touchdown popping up quicker than you thought is not a problem, my friend. I'm sure you can work out the celebration part. One last question before we let you go. Let's look ahead to Week 2 in the Cardinals. What do you have to do to have the same result that we saw in Week 1?
Well, I think it starts just today, preparation, understanding our opponent, understanding their scheme, understanding how we're going to attack them, understanding our responsibilities. Each person has a job. We have to execute that job. It takes 11 people every single time to have a successful play. So we just need to work on executing our assignment, executing our game plan, and take it one day at a time. And as long as we continue to improve, continue to get better, have the same improvement from the last preseason to Week 1 as we do from Week 1 to Week 2, and just keep improving like that, we'll have success and we'll continue to win games.
All right, I'm going to tell everybody you told me the floss is coming back. You didn't really say that, but I'm going to take some license there and hope that we see it, Mark.
Hey, if you want to see the floss, I'll bring it out of retirement for you this week.
I love it. Thank you, my friend, and best of luck. We'll be watching this weekend.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, certainly a big weekend for the Ravens, and Mark was great, but almost overshadowing that, of course, is Lamar Jackson, simply because of the criticism about what he could and could not do in the pocket. And look, one game does not a season make, but the early returns in this game were pretty solid.
Oh, he was outstanding, and it really goes down to coaching for me. Like, I would say the Baltimore Ravens right now, philosophy-wise, are as close to the New England Patriots as we have in the NFL. I'm talking about a coaching staff that put this guy out in space. They utilized the zone read. They put a ton of tight ends on the field. I think Lamar was 10 of 10 throwing the ball to tight ends. They utilized the fact that we're going to get in run formations and throw the ball deep to Hollywood Brown, RPOs. The coaching staff did a great job with Lamar, and he did an outstanding job of executing what they asked him to do.
I think a lot of people need to realize Lamar Jackson was 21 years old when he came into the league. Right, that's a lot of time. He had a lot of skill there for you to develop into him becoming a really good quarterback. And we talk about his passing ability. His passing ability right now is a byproduct of how athletic he is, but eventually it'll be one of those strong points like he's showing now. But what you look for is jumps. You look for guys that are making those jumps with every single opportunity that they get. And against Miami, he did that. There were some games at Louisville when Lamar was starting quarterback. He looked like the best passer in college football. He had that in his bag. So as we move forward, I expect more of the same. But the thing that I like about what the Ravens are doing with him, they're allowing him to be Lamar Jackson.
100%.
And you can't change that. You have to have that mix in there.
Well, they've embraced it.
Absolutely.
I mean, they have built around it. They have drafted for it. I mean, adding Hollywood Brown, is an example of building around that so that he has the deep threat after he pulls that run out. I mean, the way he played week one now, it's a great start.
I want people to recognize how devastating the Ravens are going to be if they continue to run the football like this.
Well,
because then you can't guard them. They unguardable if they can run the football with Mark Ingram.
Well, up next.
It'll be tough.
It will be tough, and this may be tough, too, because that defense wasn't too shabby. Up next for Kyler Murray, the Ravens play the Cardinals, so Kyler Murray will face that Baltimore defense. What should he expect?
Well, you know who we haven't heard this name in about a year in the NFL, but Earl Thomas. And he is back. And watching him in week one was impressive. The lying that he plays, the style of ball that he plays with, he lies to as a quarterback. And that's going to be the challenge for Kyler Murray is, okay, Earl Thomas, where is he? Where is he supposed to be? Do I have any idea where he's going? Watch this tape last week. So Earl's going to be at the bottom of the screen. And watch him drift a little bit back, but really pay attention to his feet. His feet are telling you, I really want to be in the middle of the field right here. But also understanding I've got to go towards that hash with vision. So Earl is kind of lying to Fitzpatrick. Like, oh, you've got all that room to throw the football. Now Fitzy has to move. But Earl was baiting him to make that throw no matter what. He lies to you as a safety because his body will tell you one thing, but Earl's just saying, hey, you've got so much room to throw. Now look at this one at the snap. You got all 11 guys within 6 yards of the football. You can do that when you have a safety like Earl Thomas. The concept is a post and a deep crosser. Now Earl's supposed to be in the middle of the field, and as a middle field safety, Earl's going to cut this crosser. He sees it coming towards him. Now he can do that because he communicates to his secondary buddy, hey, I'm going to go cut this crosser. Now you go to the middle of the field and replace me. This is a lucky conversion or completion for the Dolphins. Kyler Murray's unlikely to get away with that, but Earl Thomas is back, and he's back playing in the NFL, and the biggest thing with safeties or quarterbacks with safeties is you believe, okay, if this guy's here, this guy's supposed to be there. Earl Thomas doesn't play by those rules, and that's going to be the challenge.
Didn't get the memo. Go to?
I have no idea.
Texas?
Don't know.
What college did Kyler Murray go to?
OU.
You don't think Earl want a big piece of Kyler Murray?
Yeah. It's going to be a challenge.
Going after the young rookie quarterback. All right. Well.